Warning, listening to the following podcast may cause your pharmacy to experience extreme success. Common side effects include of listening to this podcast are greater knowledge, improved performance, and higher revenue. This is the Pharmacy Podcast Network's coverage of the McKesson Idea Share 2017, recorded live from the Ernest Memorial Convention Center in New Orleans. Sponsored by the McKesson Pharmacy Technology and Services Division, MPTS. McKesson Pharmacy Technology and Services provides pharmacy owners the technology infrastructure to manage, grow, and compete at a national level while serving their local communities with the best healthcare services. Be sure to listen to this special 12 podcast series dedicated to the empowerment and success of community pharmacy businesses across the country. And now, here's your host of the Pharmacy Podcast Network, Todd Urey.
Hello, this is Allison Shirley from Scripps Pharmacy, and you are listening to the Pharmacy Podcast.
Hey Allison, welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. So you could be doing many things. I start every interview out the same way. You could be doing many things with your time and money right now, but you're actually in New Orleans at the McKesson Idea Share 2017. So why do you invest in your time to be here?
Well, I think it's the best thing for my business is to come and see what all we have to learn and all the new innovative ideas that are available for pharmacy. We're not just putting pills in a bottle anymore. We are actually talking about the whole health of our patients. So I think this is the best way to learn and network with all of our peers that we normally would not get to see.
So tell our listeners about Scripps Pharmacy. Tell me what city you're in, how long you've been around, how many pharmacies you're operating. Tell me all about that.
We are actually located in Bardstown, Kentucky, which is centrally located in Kentucky between Louisville and Lexington. We just have the one store. We opened in November of 2013, so we've been around almost 4 years. We are actually getting ready to move here in about 4 weeks, just 2 miles down the road. We will be in Cox's Creek, Kentucky, but it is just 2 miles down the road from where we are.
And how far from Louisville are you?
Probably about 45 minutes.
So I want to take a time out and let the audience know, if you don't know this, it's Louisville, not Louisville.
That's correct, yes.
So if you say Louisville, you're not from Louisville.
Right, or from Kentucky at all.
All right. So we're focused really on pharmacy technology at this conference based on the sponsorship from McKesson Pharmacy Technology and Services. So I'd like to hear about why you chose this system and what do you like most about the system?
Well, I adopted the system in April of last year, so April of 2016. I've had it for almost a year and a half.
And this is PharmaServ, right?
This is PharmaServ,
okay.
Yes, correct. It was a deal with our buying group, actually, with McKesson, so they were able to give us back some tech credits as incentive. So that was something to at least make you look at it.
Right.
But there's still a lot of people who did not want to take advantage of that, did not want to change. I really like the system. It is Windows-based. I don't claim to be a high-tech person at all, but it is very, very user-friendly, in my opinion. I have, people who use my system that don't claim to be high-tech either, and they do not have trouble with it. I've not had relief pharmacists come in and say that they've had any trouble with it. Most of the time, by the time they do a 9-hour shift, they pretty much know how to at least get through the day. It's not a very difficult system at all, and I think user-friendly is the number one thing that brought me to it.
So one of the greatest challenges in our healthcare system is keeping patients healthy, and I'm guilty of this. As a matter of fact, you just overheard me say I'm supposed to be taking a medication, and I didn't, and I missed it, and thanks for my wife, she texted me, told me to take my medicine. But medication adherence is so important. It's driving healthcare costs down because patients are staying compliant. So tell me how the PharmaServ system is helping you as a pharmacy service provider help patients to stay compliant.
Well, I love the Autofill feature, which is automatic refill feature that PharmaServ actually has integrated into the system. And it does help us to, number one, help our patients and give them calls to say, hey, your blood pressure medication is due tomorrow, or, how many do you have left? Are you ready for us to refill it? Most of our patients love those calls because then they don't have to think about it. or they can tell us, oh, I forgot to take it, for a couple of days this month. I'm good until next week. So we do have a couple of those patients, but it does really help them to understand that they do need to take their medications, and helps them to stay compliant. But I have heard in the newest update that PharmaServ is doing, we will have an integrated med sync program. A lot of pharmacies and pharmacists independent pharmacies have already been paying for this system through other people. Now it's going to be integrated. NPS is integrating it into PharmaServ as well. From my understanding, across all 3 platforms, but it is going to be integrated into PharmaServ in the next update. So we're excited to see how that goes, and that will help us keep our patients compliant.
We've talked to several owners here, and some of them are, in fact, have already used MedSync, and they're expressing incredible returns based on that with regards to patient compliance and medication compliance. Another thing that I heard in a previous interview was taking this news to the physicians and letting them know that this is a service that you're going to be providing for patients that they're also worried about. And think about that as a marketing tool or business development tool for you as an independent pharmacy owner. So tell me, Scripps Pharmacy, community pharmacy only, or do you have some senior care? Do you do some compounding? Tell our listeners about that too.
We are a open retail pharmacy, not associated with any insurance. Sometimes we get that with our name because it's so closely related to an insurance company. But we service anyone who walks in the door. We do some very minor compounding, nothing really spectacular that requires a clean room or anything like that. Definitely no IVs or anything. We also we have adherence packaging currently, so we do not service any long-term care facilities at this time, but we do have some patients in assisted living facilities that we service. Also, any of our patients can come in and get that service for themselves or for their loved ones. We also carry, over-the-counter products. We are a Health Mart pharmacy, so we do stock all of our Health Mart items there as well. Trying to think about some of the other services we offer. We have a full website and mobile app, so for some of the millennials and people that are high-tech, they are now able to just punch in their refills on the mobile app on the go, or on their computer. They can do that. We also have an IVR system, which is an automated phone system that they can call in and do that after hours as well. So we don't have to actually be there to, take their refill or anything like that. They don't have to call when it's convenient for us. They can call when it's convenient for them.
What about immunizations?
We also do immunizations, yes. Of course, flu, pneumonia, Zostavax shingles vaccinations. We have ordered some Hep A and B vaccinations for people if they do need those. So we do service our community that way as well.
So when I hear you speaking and talking and sharing with us and our listeners about your story and about Scripps Pharmacy, I'm hearing a tremendous amount of data being accumulated in your pharmacy system in order to report that back to you, in order to make that data usable and actionable. Tell me about the reporting side of PharmaServ.
There is a lot of reports that are available in PharmaServ that you can go in and check all of that as well. You can obviously do your patient tax reports. That's the number one report that we get that on the patient side that we have to do pretty much on a daily basis, whether it's tax season or not. Sometimes they just like to keep up with it periodically, so we'll at least 2 or 3 times a week we'll run a patient report just for them to pick up. Or there's also the detailed patient report that will give you not just tax information that everyone is used to, but we also utilize the one that will give you detailed information about their medications, like how they actually take those. So when patients go to a new doctor or they go to a specialist, they will call us and they'll say, can you print out a report for me? And they know that with this system it's really great because we can print it out and it doesn't take 2 days for them to come and get it. They have a doctor's appointment in an hour, they can swing through the drive-through and pick up the report. It doesn't take long at all, just a few minutes.
That's great. You mentioned the mobile application. How are you using the mobile application to help patients?
Well, I did mention that as far as the refills that is on there.
Okay.
Also, any updates that we have, we are able to contact our people who designed our website and our mobile app, and we can put updates on there. They can also get any kind of drug information. They can search that. There are also manufacturer coupons that are associated with that from the actual drug manufacturers that we process for people, and they can look that up there, or a lot of times they'll just come in if they don't have one already from their doctor and we know it's an expensive medication, we look that up and have that ready for them.
So if you were to have a magic wishing pill or whatever you want to call it, what would you change, or what would you like to add on to PharmaServ when you start thinking of you're a business owner, you're a pharmacist, obviously, so you have multiple things that could be wished, but what would you wish for?
That's a really hard question. There are tons of things to wish for, I guess. If they would incorporate something like a mobile app or a website or something associated with that, I know that would be totally digital marketing aside, but that would be something that would be very helpful as a business owner to have it all there together on one computer, one person to go to if there are problems,
right.
Things like that. So,
what about CPS? Have you used the clinical platform? That
I have not yet. No, I have not had.
I've heard incredible things about that too.
Yes, I'm excited to try it out.
So, what about different other facets of pharmacy? Has Script Pharmacy looked at other verticals to actually help grow your business? Have you looked into specialty, or are you thinking about expanding your compounding business?
We have looked into specialty. We're running into some roadblocks as far as insurances are concerned with that, and I don't know if other people have had the same thing. We are trying to look down other avenues as well. When we move, we are going to be moving right next to a veterinary
great.
office, so we are actually talking to people now about getting pet meds into our system so that we can actually service the whole entire family, not just mom and dad and the kids.
The fur babies.
But now we can take care of the fur babies, exactly. And I'm a dog owner myself, so that makes me pretty happy.
Yes,
yeah.
I am as well. So 2 fur babies at home.
Yep.
So have you ever been to New Orleans?
I have, yes.
Okay,
this is my 4th time actually here.
Being in Kentucky, it's not really that far away.
Right.
So that's good. But what is it? What is it that you think on the horizon of pharmacy? Two-part question. Number 1, what's the greatest challenge to you as being a pharmacy owner? Number 2, what are you most excited about?
Okay, so number 1, I'd say the biggest challenge, and I'm sure that everyone else would agree, is going to be insurance and reimbursements as far as that goes. There are a lot of, especially for the independent pharmacy owner, there are a lot of big box stores that are trying to take over the insurance world.
Right.
And dictating where all of their patients can go. And a lot of patients don't have a choice on their insurance. They have to use what their employer decides to use or something like that. So I think that's the number 1 challenge, and I know that there are a lot of people in Washington trying to help independent pharmacies to overcome that as well right now. And I'm sorry, what was the second question?
What are you most excited about?
Well, it's a changing world, so that kind of is what excites me the most. I've done several CEs this week to learn some new things, and pharmacy is just growing and taking off in a whole variety of different avenues. And just seeing the way that, we're getting from, of course we have to put pills in the bottle. That's, one thing we have to do. But there are so many other ways that we can take care of our patients, and just learning how to do that to take care of the overall patient and not just make sure that they're taking their prescription as they should.
As they should. Well, Allison, Shirley, Scripps Pharmacy, thank you so much for being on the Pharmacy Podcast Show.
Thank you for inviting us.
Hello, this is Gary Anderson from City Drug in International Falls, Minnesota, talking on the Pharmacy Podcast.
Okay. Hey, Gary, welcome to the Pharmacy Podcast. How are you?
Very well.
So, a pharmacy owner could spend time and money doing just about anything to improve your business. Why are you spending time and money to be here at the Idea Share?
I'm here at the Idea Share because McKesson does a really good job of presenting the newer technology, the newer ideas. I meet a lot of people that are progressive in the pharmacy industry, and I learn a lot of new things, and I also get good information and good values for purchasing.
So tell me about City Drug. Tell me how many stores City Drug is made up of. Tell me about what type of pharmacy it is, community, long-term care, specialty, mail service. Tell me about City Drug.
City Drug is a small rural pharmacy in a small town in northern Minnesota, and it's just one drugstore. It's been in business for just over 100 years, and we've been a customer of McKesson for that whole time. I've been there since I got out of college 37 years ago, and been the owner for the last 20 years.
It's incredible. So what pharmacy management system are you using?
We have been using the MPS PharmaServ system for the last, it's the only system we've ever had. We purchased it, I believe, in 1984, been upgraded about 22 times, and became a point of sale customer of theirs in, I think, 1983, and been very pleased with the quality of equipment and service, and the enhancements have provided everything we needed them to do.
So, being in a relationship that long, there's ups and there's downs. So tell me, what has been the greatest change to the system, let's say, in the last 3 to 5 years?
The pharmacy systems were systems to help us make quality labels, get the right name on it, build the right insurance company, and give it to the right person. And that was the whole theory of a pharmacy computer system. They have evolved to currently. They help me keep track of who's not taking their medicine right. Of course, they've always looked for interactions, which we are better at now. They help us as we try to sync the patient so they can come on one day and get their whole bag of medicine instead of coming 7 times during the month. We're just moving towards service instead of product.
Very good. So instead of it being transactional, now it's helping you to create tighter relationships with your patient customers.
Yes. Our McKesson system, and I can probably say the same for everyone else's, it creates the ability for us to appear we do care, but it gives me the information to know what to care about so that we can keep tighter control and watch our people, and they know we care about them.
So are you using the MedSync program with PharmaServ?
The PharmaServ MedSync program is just coming out now. We've been using a MedSync program McKesson recommended to us 2 years ago through another vendor. So we don't have the upgrade yet for the MPS MedSync program, but I've heard good things about it, and we sure are going to research it and consider converting to that.
So from your perspective, what's the greatest challenge in the world of independent community pharmacy right now?
I think our greatest challenge is I am a very small fish in a very big pond of giant insurance companies who really appear not to care for anything but numbers and money, competing with gigantic conglomerates of pharmacy companies that want to put the other conglomerate out of business. And my job is making sure that my customers get the right medicine at the right time with the right information, and they know that they have someone that not only is competent, but someone that cares about them, which I think would be harder in a giant organization.
Right. And I see pharmacy owners changing strategy over the years to be more customer-centric because they're not getting that from the big box stores? They feel like they're just a number.
I think every pharmacist, no matter where they work, cares about their customer. I think they're all top-rate people. I'm sure the pharmacy managers everywhere are top-rate people. But the structure of an independent pharmacy is we can focus on the individual patient or the individual group that needs a little extra help. And so we have greater flexibility to reach out to where the need is.
So being a customer of McKesson's for such a long time, like I said, it's a relationship. There's been ups, there's been downs. You've gone through surviving decreases in payment. You've had to find ways to be creative in your community in order to keep patients coming back to you, customers coming back to you. What can you say about PharmaServ if you had like a wish of what else you'd like to see come out of that technology platform to help your business?
My personal feeling is I've been in pharmacy a long time. I've seen tremendous changes in pharmacy systems, and currently I'm at the point where I'm trying to utilize what McKesson gives me, because I may be a minority, but I believe often these technology companies give us something that's, if we used 100% of it, would be just perfect, and we often use 10% of it. And if I could just keep using more of what they give me and let them figure out what they think would be best and keep using a higher percentage of what's available to me from them.
That makes sense, because sometimes when you get into a mode of operation, you forget about other pieces of the technology to help you with your business. You don't even know it's there because you're trying to keep up with 100, 200, 300, 400 scripts a day. So that's very understandable. I get that. Have you been to New Orleans before?
I was to New Orleans one time previous to their flood. So
Okay.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. So what are you going to do around New Orleans tonight? Are you going to go anywhere, go see a show, or go out to dinner? What are you going to do?
I'm doing whatever my wife wishes.
That's the right answer.
I'll be going to the big IPC show, Independent Pharmacy Cooperative. That's always an exciting thing. And then we're going to go to probably to the French Quarter, wherever she wishes to go and go out to eat.
Very good. Well, I was excited, Gary, to have you on the Pharmacy Podcast Show. I appreciate you being here. And thanks for being a McKesson customer, and thanks for coming to the IdeaShare 2017.
Thank you very much, Todd. You're doing a really good job, and thank you for your good questions.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Pharmacy Podcast Network's coverage of the McKesson IdeaShare 2017, recorded live from the Big Easy, New Orleans, Louisiana. This podcast is sponsored by the Pharmacy Technology and Services Division of McKesson, MPTS. IdeaShare is about helping pharmacy owners and operators focus on improving their business knowledge, leverage the industry's most effective technologies, and deliver innovative resources needed to improve a pharmacy's performance and maximize profitability. Be sure to listen to all the podcasts from the IdeaShare 2017 special series, and contact McKesson Pharmacy Technology and Services to learn more about the latest in state-of-the-art technologies and the best software management systems available in pharmacy.